Welcome to another exciting episode of Musa and Show. Here is what we have today.
Sanibona, kule video manje ngifisa sikhulume nge-corruption evelile lapha makukhulunywa kwi-portfolio committee higher education and training. Kodwa singakafiki lapho kune-video engiyibonile yaphazamisa kancane umqondo wami. Njengoba ubona ngifake lesithombe nje se-Prince Mshiyeni kunodokotela osebenza khona abathi ubikile kumphathi wakhe ukuthi akazizwa kahle uyagula. Kodwa umphathi wakhe wasebenzisa amandla anawo wamphoqa ukuthi akeze emsebenzini. Ngeshwa-ke lo dokotela lo bathi usishiyile emhlabeni. Ngiyibonile ividiyo yakhona ku-Newsroom Africa. Ngiyacabanga ukuthi amavidiyo amabili. Angifunanga nje ukungena kuwo. Kodwa ngizokucaphunela le video ngiyishiye kanjalo. Ngiyakuripothela nje ngokwenzekile kodwa akusindaba enginomdlandlo kuyilandelela.
When is it going to be enough? Racism at work. There's a doctor, black intern doctor, who got sick. And this is something that happened last week, I think. He got sick, he was diagnosed with something. His boss, specialist, an Indian lady, said to him, "You've taken more days. I expect you to be at work." As sick as he was, I expect you to be at work. You cannot take more days. The guy came back to work. As sick as he was, he fainted 2 times in 17. But still, the specialist threatened him, if you don't come back to work, 1, 2, 3 is going to happen. The guy was scared, he came back to work. Guess what happened? He passed away. He lost his life. A very young guy. He passed away.
Ibhlungu-ke le ndaba le ekhulunywa la. Ukube mhlawumbe bekuyi-vice versa. Bekungowesifazane ngabe kusukume wonke umuntu wakhuluma nge-GBV. Kodwa ngoba kuhamba umuntu wesilisa akekho ozokhuluma nge-GBV. Akhona oyedwa ngoba i-GBV abantu besifazane. Lo sisi-ke wesifazane bathi umphoqile ukuthi akeze emsebenzini. Ngicela uzwe la.
There were conversations between him and his consultants and his supervisors upon arriving at the hospital on Tuesday. And mind you, his leave was extended up until Wednesday. But regardless, the consultants did not take into account that he was not supposed to be at work on that particular day. Despite the fact that he wasn't supposed to be there, he came still and submitted his medical certificate together with his medical report. A very detailed medical report. Upon doing so, they said that they were not going to be able to give him leave based on a report that was from another doctor. That's when I reported the staff clinic. Upon arriving there, we came a little after 12 o'clock, and mind you, the doctors leave at 12. So we got there was a nurse, and she referred us to MOPD, where he was given a drip, and then afterwards he's discharged and was expected to go back to work on the following day, which was Thursday. And even on Friday he went to work, and his shifts were also on weekend. And then on Sunday, upon going to work early in the morning, I was called that he had collapsed on his way to work. And that's when doctors who also reside at the doctor's quarters came and helped, and we carried him with a stretcher to the emergency room. Also, again, they gave him a drip, and that was it. He reported that he's not able to do his shifts due to the fact that he was ill, and he had to by himself look for other replacements with no help from the consultants whatsoever. He was able to do that. Then they released him, went back to his room, and also afterwards, on Monday, he was expected to report to work, regardless of reporting that he had collapsed the previous day. That's when the fateful day changed everything, because he went to work on Monday and then came back from work, and around 10 hours, and that's when he said his last words, that he couldn't carry anymore. And thank you for speaking to us. I rushed him to the emergency
Usisi lo khuluma la oyipartner yakhe lo bhuti okuthiwa ushonile. Emveni boba i-supervisor yakhe yowesifazane womdabu waseNdiya imphoqile ukuthi akeze emsebenzini. Ngiyadlula nje ngibone enye ivideo la ama-service providers lawa se-KZN athatha isinqumo-ke sokuthi apaka-ke laphaya ngaphandle ema-ofisini ngoba engakhokhelwanga. Njengoba uwabona la ku-screen sakho, ama-service provider lawa angakhokheliwe imali yawo. Kanti ngibone enye ivideo la, ngizoyicaphuna la, abasebenzi bakamasipala abawulandanga udoti lo abajwayele ukulanda, bavele bangahluphi abantu, bavele bawuthatha udoti bayowuthela ema-ofisini akamasipala. Hheyi, ngilibone kuyicebo elihle kabi. Abashisanga amathayi, abazange bavala imigwaqo, abazange bashise esikole, emaklinikhi, bathatha izibi bathi no, ngoba lezi zibi niyathanda nina zihlale lapha, ngcono sizozithela la nizokwazi ukuthi nihlale nazo. Eyi, ngiyayincoma impela le ndlela abenze ngayo. Ayi, ngiyayincoma, sengathi inganda, angazi kodwa nje ngiyibona kuyinto enhle kakhulu. Ngizokucaphinela ivideo yakhona manje. Njengoba ubona nje into enziwa umphakathi yiyo le engiyincomayo, ngithi ayinhle kakhulu. Sengathi neminye imiphakathi ingadoyitoya kanje, ingashisa amathayi, cha, thatha izibi ziyothela ema-ofisini. Ngabona elinye ibhunu ababengaqoqanga nalo izibi, lasho lathi likhokha around 9,000 kwamasipala, lavele athathe izibi zonke layozithola ema-ofisini akamasipala. Nansi-ke ivideo engifisa sikhulume ngayo, cela ubuke la. So I think I'll start with the CEO. And my first question to you, CEO, have you ever interfered with SEM processes? You state it for the record, so.
I have not and I will never.
Can't you? Sorry.
I have not and I have never.
You've never interfered. Are you targeting whistleblowers in the name of consequence management?
No, I'm not.
CEO, I refer you to the slide on slide 41 in your presentation about the report. Slide 41, the sub bullet point there says Ms. Matsapola appeal hearing outcome matter is under review at CCMA and Labor Court. What was the outcome of Ms. Matsapola's appeal hearing? Okay, because you know the presentation, I don't think it's necessary to go there, but you are aware of the appeal hearing, I'm sure. But it is on slide 41. I'm just thinking of time, Chair. What was the presentation before me has Ms. Matsapola appeal hearing outcome matter is under review at CCMA and Labor Court. And the question that I'm asking is what was the appeal hearing outcome?
As it is indicated, it's under review at Labor Court. So the matter is at the court. We can give
My
you
question
response in
is, what was
writing.
the outcome of the appeal hearing that you are taking for review? That is not supposed to be private. You are taking a decision under review. I'm asking you, what was the decision that you are taking under review? The appeal hearing, what was the outcome?
Chair, I will ask to be assisted in such matters because we have experience where we appear in Parliament, we ask these kind of questions on specific matters that are ongoing under legal proceedings, and every response we get, afterwards we get letters from lawyers challenging such. At this stage, there is document that shows what was the outcome. We can supply that, but I'm afraid to respond to the matter that is contested.
Okay, I'll assist the CEO, Chairperson. I'll assist the CEO. The appeal outcome for that hearing, is it true that Ms. Matsapola was successfully in the appeal, and the outcome was that she should be reinstated in her position?
Chair, in the same context, the finding of guilty of that employee was retained. It changed the sanction. And management, within the responsibilities they have in law and what is provided in the Labor Relations Act, took that matter under review at the Labor Court.
Okay, just so that the public understands what you're saying, that within her rights, Ms. Matsapola appealed, and then the appeal was successful, and the SITA got an instruction to reinstate her based on that appeal. CEO, you then wrote a letter, is it true, to say that the SITA will not accept that decision on the 18th of December. Is that true?
Chair, in response, we didn't get an instruction or a ruling. We got an outcome with a recommendation.
All right, the outcome was that she should be reinstated. Did you then, based on the outcome, did you then write a letter on the 18th of December saying that you will not accept the outcome?
The letter said management has resolved to put the matter under review.
Meaning you don't accept it. You don't accept the outcome, you will review the outcome. Is that correct?
The EXCO resolution said management is going to take the matter under review
because
at Labor Court.
Why are you taking it under review, CEO?
Because management has a responsibility to ensure that whatever decisions we implement are sound and are supported with the true facts, and the outcome had certain matters that do not pass such a test.
So, in other words, you were not satisfied with the outcome, and therefore you are taking it under review.
That's not a fact.
It's just what you said.
We are taking the matter on review because it's based on matters that are not factually true.
So you disagree with the outcome on the basis that it is not, some matters according to you are not factually true.
Indeed, we have an obligation
to
abide by the truth. And then when we know the information and the report is containing issues that are not factually correct, we have a responsibility.
You will help the process if you keep it concise by just saying indeed, like you just did now, because that's what we want to get to. In slide, one of the slides says that it says, the very slide that we're looking at, it says it's taken to CCMA,
You didn't take it to CCMA, CEO. After your letter on the 18th of December, that's you are so committed to sound processes and you are disgruntled about some matters that wasn't dealt with. After the 18th, you didn't do anything. You did not take no steps for review. In March, Ms. Matsapola went to the CCMA. Is it true that until March, you did not do anything to take it under review to any court or through any process for review? Is that true?
It's not true.
Which processes did you take it to? Did you apply to the court between December and March?
We did put it under review. Our lawyers took it to the advocates until it got enrolled at the labor court. We reported to the board the progress at every board meeting because that decision was also tabled.
So you are saying they did not go to court between December and March?
We took the matter under review.
Where?
Before you get to court, you engage the legal, they go through all other information they need to take the matter to the
No, the
court.
internal processes has been finished. You were dissatisfied with it. Now you're taking it outside.
Which process was finished internally, sir?
The appeal. And I'm the one answering questions, asking questions. The question was, there was an appeal process, Mr. CEO. There was an appeal process. After the appeal process, which was internal, you received a closed out report, even from your initiating firm. The outcome was that she was successful and she must be reinstated. You are dissatisfied with that decision, you then had to take it under review outside of SITA, which is now to the labor court. That was your decision. Now I'm asking, when did you take it? You did not take it between December and March. That's the question. Is that true?
I don't have a record that say it was not taken on review. The review process is a process that starts with reviewing documents like any matter that goes to court. Before you go to court, you review and you get all the necessary papers and steps
so
that needs to take
Ms. Matsapola waited for 3 months for you to do this process that you didn't do. Then for recourse, she went to the CCMA, which she had to do. Is it true that you challenged the CCMA case on the basis that she was delayed?
I can get response from our legal in that regard.
Okay, I put it to you that you did. And the reason why you said that she delayed, she was waiting on you to take it to review. And now you're saying that was a process. Is it true that the matter that's now with the labor court, your application occurred after her CCMA application?
I will get the facts from our legal.
I put it to you it was after, seeing that I should inform you about all your processes. It was after she submitted an CCMA application. Slide 38. Slide 38. In slide 38, under disciplinary, on the presentation that I have, under disciplinary progress, number 13 is listed as Mr. Lungise Kuzana. Number 13. There was names on the one that we received. Do you know Mr. Lungise Kuzana, CEO?
I know Mr. Lungsile Kozana who works at the SITA.
Is it true that Mr. Kuzana was Ms. Matsapola's immediate superior?
During which period, sir?
Any period that you can recall.
I cannot recall such a record.
2018.
I was not at SITA in 2018,
But you were part of the administration that was dealing with the matters that is before us.
but I don't have a record that Lumisile was a
I'm
supervisor.
reminding you because you dealt with all of them. So you were part of the process, you understand it. Based on your recollection, because you dealt with the matter, was he part of the superiors?
I do not have such a record.
Was he an employee at the time?
They were both employees of SITA in 2018.
Do you know which role he played?
I am not aware of the role with regard to the person you are asking about.
Okay, Mr. Kuzana was the superior to Ms. Matsopolas. Is it true that on the days that some of these irregular things happened, Mr. Kuzana was present and involved, but Ms. Matsopola was on study leave? The matters that we are referring into in the report. Is it true that during some of the days, Ms. Matsopola was on study leave, but Mr. Kuzana was present at all these matters?
We will need a record that shows us that. I do not have a record that says that in my presentation.
You were part of the administration that dealt with the matters.
Dealt with which matter, sir?
The matters before us that the report is dealing with. How can you ask me which matters?
The report that we're seeing, I think we have too many mics open, please. The report that we're seeing has not been given to the SITA. It has not been made public by the department. So the report that they are giving now, the SITA will not have implemented anything there.
I fully understand, Chair, but they are aware of the matters, and therefore it is the CEO that made the presentation to us.
Yeah, so what the chair, when the chair opened, it did mention that now that they've received their report, some of the issues that are flagged here, you'll see them being orange or yellow and green because there were other forensic reports that would have been Kobodo and others that they mentioned that will then corroborate. So when they look at it on their presentation, it will say in progress because it would have started on the other side.
But it would be incorrect for the CEO to say that he does not know about the matters. I understand the report because the CEO was part of the process and currently he's the CEO. Therefore, he knows the employees, he knows who are the employees that went through the disciplinary process and so on. And so I'm asking based on that, Chair. So could you advise the CEO to respond, please?
Yeah, so maybe rephrase the question and not say it's on the presentation, because then his defense will be that the only reason they put green and yellow there is because it was implemented for another process. So they've not implemented anything, any consequence management that comes from this because this report, TG, is not yet, have you made it public now? It's not yet public, so they will not have implemented anything that comes from this. So maybe rephrase the question and not say...
Please assist me, Chair. How do I rephrase the question?
Yeah, maybe not say you have presented it on this one. Maybe rephrase, I'm sure you'll know how to rephrase.
I'm honestly struggling, Chair. I'm honestly struggling. You are smarter than me on this one because what we are dealing with is the processes that's been highlighted by the presentation and is currently happening at SITA. And so I don't know how else to phrase it. But maybe I should say that we are, based on our research in preparation for today, we have confirmation and we have on record that both employees that we are talking about was at SITA during the time of what the presentation is referring to. And currently, Ms. Matsapola, so Ms. Matsapola has been a junior when all this was happening. She's a whistleblower. She informed SITA of irregularities. During most of the matters that is being dealt with, she was on study leave. Mr. Kuzana was present at all occasions. What we have now is Ms. Matsapola is out of a job. She has to fight through the different labor processes, even though on appeal she had to be reinstated. She's not reinstated because you feel that it should be under review. Yet Mr. Kuzana, who was her superior, who she reported to, is still currently employed. My last question will be, and he was there as a superior since the beginning. The question to now is, what is his current position in SITA? And then I conclude, Chair. I wish I had more time. What is his current position at SITA? What is Mr. Kuzana's current position in SITA?
Chair, thank you. I need to state that I can't find the relation between the.
Don't worry, that's my
Kuzana
job.
and,
Please answer the
Matsapola.
question.
And currently Kuzana
Chair,
is a
may I
manager
interject?
monitoring and evaluation.
No, he's answering currently Kuzana is what, so.
But Chair, you must assist me. The CEO is first giving a preamble to say he doesn't see the link. That's my responsibility. I'm merely asking, what is Mr. Kuzana's current position? So can you repeat that for the record, please, just directly?
Manager monitoring and evaluation.
Right. Chair, when we have more time, I submit to the House that Ms. Matsapola is a whistleblower. She has exposed corruption. Her superior is Mr. Kuzana, has been. Mr. Kuzana was promoted, and yet he presided over all of these irregularities, and we can prove it. Ms. Matsapola, as a whistleblower whom we must celebrate and protect, is currently without a job. This, to me, it's my speculation. The CEO is involved in corruption, and he is protecting those around him who is helping him to do so. And whistleblowers who are doing the right thing is being victimized by the CEO. I thank you, Chair.
Ziyabuya la kuma portfolio committee. Yabona lana kufuneka uze uzazi indaba zakho. Umuzwa nje ngendlela abuzwa ngayo. Futhi labantu baziphi isikhathi bayenze research. Uthi uqamba nje ufika lapha ya basuke sebazi ukuthi bazokubuza ini. Sizocapha namanje okugcina ngoba angifisi ukwenza amavili amaningi kodwa izinto lezi engithe kuyivile engiyenze earlier izinto engifana fesa ngabe siyazidlala lezi siyeke lento ebiyenzeka kaSihlelonzi ngoba leyo sesiyikhavile kodwa nazi izinto ezibalulekile ezikhulunyiwe kwi-portfolio committee.
Thank you very much, Chairperson, and apologies for not being here earlier on. Mine would be straightforward, Chairperson, but firstly, I think I must indicate to the leadership of the department, the DG. You know, we are concerned as a committee around the public perception that is there on and around SITAs. The public views the SITAs as the center of corruption, as a center whereby once a person is found guilty, would rather be protected than taken to another institution or entity. The perception is that we are also having inefficient organizations, which is the SITAs, of which government is pumping a lot of money to address the skill shortage that is there in the country. Now, we are raising all of these things because of there is a perception or a public narrative that as members of this portfolio committee sitting here, we are unable to hold you accountable. In fact, to a large extent, there is a perception that we are here to defend you. And that's not what we are here for. We are here to advance the interest of those who have elected us to become members of parliament. I'm raising all of these things because of the country is on a trajectory path of infrastructure development. And the construction SITA to a large extent is central to that infrastructure development plan. And I'm also raising all of these things because of the recent report, I think yesterday or a day before yesterday, it has been demonstrated that the unemployment rate is skyrocketing. And if we are to have a SITA, especially the construction SITA, that is able to provide skills that are relevant in addressing challenges that are there in government, then it means there is something that we are not doing right. We are sitting with challenges from level of municipalities, provincial government buildings are collapsing. Yet the SITA or this construction SITA is the relevant one that must produce relevant skills in addressing those challenges. Everywhere you go in the country, there are potholes. Yet again, in your programs, you are having programs that seeks to address that challenges. I'm raising all of these things to demonstrate to you that indeed that some of the challenges that government is having or is confronted with, us as the SITAs, we should be able to respond by providing relevant skills that will be able to respond to those challenges. However, it's not that you have not developed those skills. You have given young people skills. You are unable to trace them. You are unable to create that working relations either with provincial government and local municipalities as a way of addressing their challenges. What is the use? What is your final end objective? Because in our view, you give a student or a learner the skills, at the end of the day, he or she must either be employed or employ other people. That's what is our thinking. But it becomes a problem, DG, when we sit in this meeting and realize that government buildings are collapsing, and yet again, we're investing a lot of money on skills development that we are unable to use. It's a futile exercise in a way, and I would like us to look into it, DG. Getting into the issues, DG, I think you are aware that it's not for the first time we're interacting with the SITA. And I'm going to plead with you, Chairperson, that at least it's almost a year now that we have interacted with the DG. We know his skills and art of defocusing us and responding to things that we did not question. And I know it's deliberate as a way of showing our time. So I'll be straightforward. It's not that I'll be undermining you when I stop you, but I'll be realizing that you are deliberately deviating as a way of showing my time. So today I will not allow you. Chairperson, I would like to get from the DG, I understand the aspect that the report, SITA could not implement the recommendations because of the report has not been made public. DG, the Duja forensic investigation was not the first investigation conducted on SITA. From your reports, I think there was Malachi and Gobodo up until Duja. I would want to check with you, DG, how much have we spent on Duja forensic investigation?
DG.
Thanks very much, Honorable Khabo. I should think it's spent by the construction sector itself. It's not spent by the department because we appointed the administrator and then the administrator was...
No, it's starting again. No.
Now.
Whether it's you, how much have we spent? The SITA is an entity of the department. How much have we spent on the Duja forensic investigation?
CO, they're saying it's you who paid. How much?
According to the record we have, 18.9 million.
18.9 million. I want to check with you. Now that CEO, you were part of the entity before, how much have you spent on Malachi forensic report?
Malachi forensic report was done in 2015-16, before the time of the Duja report. I don't have facts how much was spent except the report that came out of that process.
Not a problem, CEO. How much have you spent on Gobodo?
I do not have a record on how much was spent on Kobodo Forensic as commissioned by DHET. I can get it and supply it to the secretariat of the committee.
Thank you very much. So we have spent 18.9 million on a forensic investigation that we have failed to implement its recommendations. To the department, when did the department receive the usual report and why was it not made public? When did the department receive the usual report and why was it not made public?
That is end of July 2023.
Why was it not made public?
Well, it's still being processed by the department.
Can you clarify processed between 2023 and 2025? Who long has that paper, that process that you are referring to? Clarify the process and in detail as to what do you mean when you say the process? Because you say that you received the report in 2023 July. Today is the 14th of May 2025. Why has it not been made public?
Well, Honorable Khabo, the point I would make is that we have our own legal section that is working with the legal section of the construction SITA. So there are issues that are going to be brought to the attention of the minister arising out of the report.
So that's the process.
That's the process because once you receive the report and then you prepare the report for the minister and the legal services is busy looking into some legal implications of the report, especially with regard to accounting authority members.
According to the legal service, what informs the delay from 2023 to date, 2025?
Well, I can't now speak on behalf of the legal services, Honorable Khabo.
Do you have a legal service?
Yes, we do.
Okay, no, thank you very much. Let me go to the next point. I think I'll get back to that one.
Apologies if I can interrupt on that one, Chair. We have a formal apology from Advocate Kuta, who's currently on sick leave.
No, we don't have it. You have it in the department. We don't have it in the committee. Continue.
No, thank you very much, DG. The apology was meant for you, but not the committee, unfortunately. Who was responsible for the report to be made public? And what was done to the official who failed to make the report public since 2023 July? And if not something done to the official, why? Who was responsible, DG?
Thanks very much, Honorable Khabo. As we have said, in the department, the minister appointed the legal section to work with the legal section of the construction SITA towards developing the implementation of the report, so that has since been done. Now it's just to finalize the process of publishing the report or releasing the report and acting on those areas, especially where it's within the remit of the executive authority, the board members.
Are you saying that the minister is the one who was responsible to make the report public?
I should think it was explained as well in the report that it was submitted to the minister so that it can be made public because of the board members who are involved.
I'm asking you a simple, straightforward question. Are you saying that now that the report was submitted to the minister's office, it is the minister who has failed in his duties to make the report public? Is that what you are saying, yes or no?
I didn't say so.
What are you saying, Nhlonitshwa?
I'm saying it's still being processed to the minister.
Who was responsible to make the report public?
I made the point to say we've got, not to make it public. To make it public, it will be the minister. But then it's a process towards making it public, which is within the officials.
So the delay is not informed by the minister's office, but rather the administration that is being led by the DG.
It's in the process.
Are you saying that the person who must account on this matter is the DG, not the minister? Because you are saying in your responses, It has been ran internally.
Yes,
And from where I'm sitting, the minister as a politician is not involved in the administrative processes of the department. Now, my question is, are you saying that in actual fact, the person who has failed to make this report public in 2023, from 2023 to 2025, is the DG?
Well, I explained, Honorable Khabo, who is currently involved, not the DG, in the process. So I won't
Alright,
say
it's
the
fine.
DG because their
It's fine.
report
It's fine.
is not submitted
It's
to
fine,
the DG.
it's fine.
Yes.
It's fine. DG, when were you appointed? November 2021. DG, these people who are delaying the process of the report being made public, where do they report? Where do they report to?
Teacher, can you switch on your mic so that you're on record?
SITA's report to the minister. The CEOs of SITAs work with the department through the Director General, but the boards account directly to the minister. In this regard, specifically in terms of this report, the report was always going to be processed and implemented by the board of the SITA, but the minister had identified within my department the legal officials who would assist the SITA in preparing that report. What will then happen is that once the report is officially approved by the board and submitted to the minister will hand it over to the accounting officer.
DG, stop that thing that you are trying to do. Stop abusing me, stop abusing this committee, and stop abusing yourself. Stop abusing yourself. The question is simple and straightforward. Where are these people reporting? Now, my second question, are you saying that the matter, it was not handled administratively? There's no way you as the DG and your subordinates are involved, but rather it is the previous minister who had failed to make this report public? Yes or no? Don't give me the process, how it unfolds.
My determination of who failed in any part of this report would be when I have the report. At the moment, I don't have the report. I don't even have the detail of what is in it. And consistently, I've been saying that in my response. And it's not only about this report. Any other report which is sanctioned politically, the administrator of the department will be handed over to implement its decisions.
Noted, DG. I think, Chair, part of the recommendations that I will also second is that as a committee, we must be able at some point to summon the former minister to this committee, because to a large extent, it is being indicated in this committee, specifically in this meeting by the DG of the department, that indeed the minister, the previous minister and the current minister, they are the ones who are expected to finalize the implementation of this report by them making it public. We have noted that one. And I fully I support the recommendation that the former minister must come before the committee. But secondly, it then indicates the reason why we said that the minister's presence in this committee can no longer be postponed. Unfortunately, she cannot run away forever. The other issue that I wanted to, you have spent 18.9 million on the Duja forensic investigation report. The board then meets to decide. In fact, in your presentation, you are saying that the board appointed a legal firm to review and consolidate all findings. That's what you are saying. I want to check with you. When did the board take this decision, and who was the chair of the board, and what was your role at that time, CEO? In your presentation, you are saying that the board took it after receiving the Duja report. You have the board instructed you as the CEO to appoint a legal firm to review and consolidate all findings. Mind you, according to me, when you say all findings, you are not necessarily referring to Duja alone, given the fact that you've got an appetite of forensic investigations on your SITA. Can you explain that part? When did the board resolve or instruct you to appoint another legal firm?
I was instructed in November 2022.
Thank you very much. How much have you spent on that process? of the legal firm that you had appointed to review and consolidate all findings, on top of the 18.9 million, when we've got almost half of young people being unemployed in this country, half of the population living in poverty. Can you clarify that part? How much have you spent now that you've got an appetite of spending money on legal processes than training young people who are languishing in unemployment and poverty?
I will provide the specific details because I didn't have it as part of this analysis, how much was spent on review of all the other reports.
All right, thank you very much. Do you know, do you have a report that had to review and what were the recommendations? Do you have a report of that firm that you had appointed to review and what were the recommendations? Were they different from the recommendations of Duja?
We do have a report of the review and the legal advice, how those recommendations must be implemented together with the possible legal outcomes of such based on the analysis that was performed. And as part of the action plan that we submitted on 31 July 2023, all that action plan was then talking to the legal advice that was given how to go about implementing such recommendations of the Duja.
Thank you very much. The last part, you said that you had a report. Are the recommendations provided by the Duja?
Point of order, Chair.
Ile video ke bengithi angikulethele yona uzwe izinto ezenzekayo kula laphayana kwi-Department of Higher Education, uzwe ukuthi iziphi izinto ezenza ukuthi imali bayisebenzisa kanjani, bese ekugcineni kosuku sibone unemployment rate ikhuphuka. Kukhona ibhodi efuna ngabe likhuluma lezi ndaba kodwa libhizi lispend imali eziningi ukuthi bavimbe corruption yabo, baspend imali eziningi kuma investigation, bayithole report kunokuthi bayisebenzise ingasetshenziswa njengoba duzwa kubuzwa la. So izinto lezi engibona ukuthi kubalekile ukuthi asikhulume ngazo. Ivideo yami inde kakhulu, ngiyabonga kakhulu, ngiyacela ke mina nawe sidibane kwivideo elandelayo.